Ever wonder what you can bake with just 3 ingredients? These cookies come together in minutes. No cutters, no chill time. So if you want to learn how to make them, then just keep watching. Starting with our first ingredient, that's the room temperature butter. You can use semi-solid clarified butter if you like. It'll work just fine. Just make sure it is firm enough to touch. Next, we will take in the icing sugar or home ground powdered sugar, but sieve it well enough to avoid the gritty texture in the cookies after baking. Now the method I'm using here is creaming the butter and sugar. We're not using the whisk as we do not want to incorporate any air in it. This is what we are looking for. Perfect. Next, we will take the dry ingredient, that is the all-purpose flour. And eventually bring it together with the help of your fingertips. Now I know I said this is a 3-ingredient recipe, but the chocolate chips are optional. You can always skip them if you like, and keep it to be a plain vanilla dough. This is the texture we are looking for. Cover it and keep it aside for later use. Next, we will prepare the chocolate dough, starting with the same quantity of room temperature butter and icing sugar. Follow the same steps as we did for the vanilla dough. Now adding the cocoa powder for that chocolate flavor. Remember to take unsweetened cocoa powder for this, but in case you do take the sweetened one, make sure to accordingly reduce the icing sugar in this recipe. What we have here is the even coloring of the chocolate. This is exactly why we are adding the cocoa powder before the other dry ingredient. Perfect. Now going ahead with adding the dry flour, we will take a lesser quantity of flour as compared to the vanilla dough. This is because we have added the cocoa powder. So you must remember to have a set ratio for the given recipe. But this would not apply if it was a whole wheat flour. Kindly check the description box below for the details of the recipe with whole wheat flour. Finally, add in the chocolate chips and bring it all together. Perfect coloring of the dough. Just what we wanted. Now prepare your workstation to roll out both the doughs. Along with using the butter paper, it is important to use very little flour as we do not want the dough to go dry. Give it a cubical shape to roll out. If you'd like, you can always give it a shape by hand. You can very well skip the rolling part. Shape it by hand, or even better, give it to the kids. And I'm sure it'll be a great fun, fine motor skills activity. My favorite tool, the bench scraper. We will give an even edge around the cubical shape. It's not something you have to do, but it's just the way I like how all cookies turn out to look identical. Gives it a pretty display too. We will get 16 such cookies from this dough. And you don't even need any fancy tools or techniques for this. Just a quick mix, a few minutes in the oven, and you've got cookies ready to drizzle with chocolate. And if you'd like to try out more such easy recipes, you can check out my ebook. Simply drop in a comment and I'll share the link. we can go ahead and work with the chocolate as well. The best part about this recipe is that you can easily store this prepared dough in the freezer, sealed in a Ziploc bag, and it can last up to a month. But when you do bring it out for use, it must be brought into the fridge overnight and the next day onto the workstation. This gradually brings the dough at a room temperature to work with. Shaping these cookies is the most calming part for me. A gentle press, slice, and they are ready for the tray. It doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, the little differences make each cookie unique. Once done, these can go into the preheated oven for about 10 to 12 minutes. But make sure to keep a watch, as every oven works differently. These don't even spread much on baking and are perfect for an event as an extra treat for the dessert table. Finally, we will drizzle some melted chocolate over the little cubes to get that extra chocolatey goodness. The chocolate drizzle is the part where kids get most excited about. It feels almost like decorating, but without any effort. Just a swirl here and there, and suddenly the cookies look like something out of a storybook. It's a feeling that makes them proud to have created something so beautiful. And some white chocolate for the vanilla ones. Stunning as they are, I'm sure they would steal the show at any dessert table, and if you'd sprinkle a few confetti over it, they'd be a perfect gifting solution too. Time to see how they've turned out. Perfectly baked on the outside, with a crisp texture and just the right crumbs on the inside too. And the white dough is just as pretty with an ever so light browning on the bottom as well. Perfect moist crumbs. I'm sure your kids will love it too. So do give it a try and let me know. Sometimes the best recipes are the simplest. These little treats are so easy with just a few ingredients, and yet they look like store-bought. So if you want to learn how to make them, then just keep watching. In a clean medium-sized dry bowl, starting with the first ingredient of course, we will take butter. Now remember to take room temperature butter, but make sure it's not too soft. To this we will add the icing sugar or home ground powdered sugar. Give it a good mix. You can use a whisk if you like, but be careful not to over whisk it, as that's when the cookies go flat on baking. All you need to do is mix it just enough to get a smooth consistency. This looks good. Now going ahead with our last ingredient, it's of course the all-purpose flour. Now if at all you want to switch this with whole wheat flour, you can always do so by using not more than 54 grams of it. You'll know when everything comes together in one big ball of dough, and it should feel soft enough to mold it into the final shape without having to see many cracks. This is the consistency we are looking for. Simply take a tray lined with parchment paper and taking a tiny dollop of dough, form it into a smooth little ball. And similarly, going ahead and repeat the same with the rest of the dough. You may want to portion it out and share the task with your kids. That way, they'll learn how to do a little bit of math with getting even-sized little balls to make this cookie. Simply take 5 little balls and press it together. Or even better, maybe you could ask your little ones how many petals they'd like. And that's the last of the dough, giving us 12 such cookies from this batch. And now comes the fun part. These little chocolate gems will go on top of the little cookies. And of course, at this point, I don't think your kids would need any help in doing this. And what can I say? They'd probably end up popping half into their mouth. Nonetheless, I think it would just be so much fun to do this as an activity for the entire family. Once we're done with that, we can now go ahead and use a flat bottom goblet and a piece of parchment paper to press it down until we get one whole flour cookie. And of course, repeat the same for the rest of them. You may find a few cracks, but don't worry. That's probably because the dough has gone dry. And besides, it looks just as close to a real one. And the last step, all you need to do is make an indentation along the center of each petal. You can use any tool you like. Truly quite a therapeutic technique, I'll say. Now time to pop these into the oven for about 12 to 14 minutes. But make sure to keep an eye. And there you have it, beautiful little flour cookies. Can't help but think of these as a party treat too. Perfect light browning on the bottom. Time to see how they've turned out on the inside. And that snap of a cookie can easily get you going back for more. Beautiful crumbs on the inside as well. Perfect. I hope you get to try it soon. Do let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.